There's an Olympic swimming pool just in the back there, and guess what? It's all level. If it wasn't, we would be able to measure it. Good play. Yeah. So I won't linger. But a volleyball, level pitch on a ball, playing with a ball, of course. That's out. Oh, well played. Oh. Whoa, good round. Oh. Going for it. Boom. Nice. Yes. Good score. This is athletics track, also level. You find you go around that track. Somehow they don't need to make it a ball, even though you can go all the way around. It's funny that. Crystal Palace. Let's see what else they've got. Crystal Palace Tower. The original one, I think. There's another one over at West Norwood. You can see the top of it there. And this is this ground structure above me is, I think, the plinth that the original glass Crystal Palace stood. Just above there are 4 lions. Well, they used to be lions, but when you look at them now, they're sphinx. And they changed inexplicably from one month to another. And I can assume if I'd come here at the right time, I would have seen the work and it was actually done. But when you think about Mandela effect, and it's symbolically, it's quite different, isn't it? The lion is the symbol of the empire, and the Sphinx, the Egyptian empire. So why would that be? And what were all these large? Were these all holding statues in there? I wonder. I'm here to do some activism. It's threatening to rain, so I don't know if I'm going to have the footfall I'm hoping for. Let's see. This mast is tall enough to reach America. This is what I wanted to show you. These sphinxes were lions 10 years ago. You know, and they were lions. Honestly, they were not. Someone had to come here and do significant changes to these to turn them into sphinxes. I mean, the feet and the pose of the lion is pretty much the same, but. And I'm not saying this wasn't paid for by the local authority to change it for some unknown reason, but this is not what they were originally, and I don't know what would be the justification for changing them. You know, it's a completely different dynasty to the royals, people who run this show. It's only a single serpent on the top there. I don't know if it's meant to be a double. Anyway, thought you'd find that interesting. Okay, so this is the upper plinth of the site that would have housed the Crystal Palace glass house. Epic proportion. Epic. Even by today's standards, it would be an impressive sight. Hard to replicate. Not impossible to build something like this, but you know, again, we're talking about people who were horse and buggy people, and we're light years from that. I can't say for certain exactly how it was. This big plinth would have had something on it. Perhaps also the same as those in the distance there. The lions that are now Sphinx-like creatures. You look into the distance from Crystal Palace. We say, oh, look, that looks round. Well, my observation dome is indeed round. Doesn't make it a ball. So yeah, we're going to go downstairs this way. But yeah, it's a wreck now. It's a ruin, and we struggle to maintain even the basics. They don't bother cutting the grass here anymore. Or they just want to leave it go wild because it's better for the environment. Yeah, I can't argue too much with that point, but so much else. So much of these old world buildings are just tatty now. They've been allowed to fall into disrepair. You know, we can't even maintain the. You know, if they construct something just for a few years, can't do that. I think. I'm going to maybe leave a little chalk mark here. There it is, bringing his story to life. Who's next? So it's interesting, hey, they've been doing like this renovation program on these giant installations here, which are meant to be, you know, what dinosaurs look like. You know, I think there were gargantuan beasts here that may have made these things look tiny. So, you know, it's not to get away from that. Big bones exist. But I heard children saying, oh, we're going to go and see the dinosaurs. Well, you're going to go and see concrete that was fashioned. But obviously these look like living things that are being brought back to life here. And they're not. There's a squirrel in the bin over there. Let's see if I can catch him in the act. Hello, squirrel. He's working his way through the bags in there. What you up to, little squirrel? Feeding. Well, there was a rat as well. I missed it. Just got through. What's the path there? Here it comes. Here it comes. Maximum zoom. How'd you come? Scored a munchie. Probably not the best for you. There you go. So, more in the park. Geological time, a matter of layers. When Crystal Palace models were built, scientists dated fossils based on the type of rocks in which they were found. Fossils from deeper layers of rocks were known to be older than those discovered close to the Earth's surface. This provided a measure of relative ages of fossils, even if no one knew exactly how old each was. Today, geologists use absolute time, a more specific measure of age calculated from the rate of decay naturally occurring in radioactive substances. However, it's not possible to date all rocks and fossils in this way. So relative time is still important. So many holes in the model. The sculptures on the site were placed in a sequence that reflects scientists' understanding of the animals and their relative ages in 1854. We now know some of the models combine features of several different animals. What? We now know some of the models combine features of several different animals. That's interesting. You mean they were making stuff up? And we also define geological timescales in new ways. It can therefore be difficult to attach exact date ranges to these. Yes, how about you're off by magnitudes of 1 million? So this is, I guess this is how they, when I think that this could all be, well, flooded and tree. Yeah. The layers of strata. You can pause that if you want to. There it is. Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Having a good day?
Yeah, really enjoying it. Yes, I like coming around the Crystal Palace Park.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So,
Yeah. But I was just noticing how the timelines are not clear. You
No.
know, they give us very clear and concise, the 65 million years for this and so on. But I'm not sure that I can trust those timelines.
Right, yeah, no.
You've got to be able to test it. That's right. All good science should be testable, and we have to take it on belief that certain layers got laid down at a particular time and so on.
That's very true, yeah. No.
And even there with the original dinosaurs, they found later that they'd created these creatures but based them on sort of 2 or more different animals, and they wasn't,
Right.
you know, they can't substantiate the build of
Right, there, yeah.
that they
so-
originally suggested.
Yeah, no, so there's questions there, isn't there, in between?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's right. No,
Yeah,
good.
I'm very skeptical about.
Well, no, we have to question, don't we?
Yes.
I
yeah,
agree, definitely.
Yes. No, I think there were big creatures before.
Oh, yeah.
There's
definitely, no,
plenty
that's
of
right.
evidence of bones that are
Yeah,
massive.
we've got that,
in
yeah, definitely. So
scale,
we can build a picture from there. So
Yeah.
definitely, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So what do you do for a living?
Well, I study
you
history.
do?
I
Oh, right,
study
so-
history.
So that's why you're so informative as well about it. So, yeah.
Well, I try and
Yeah.
I try and be as well read as I can be
Yeah,
on
no,
these
very good,
subjects,
yeah.
but to keep an open mind, because there's a lot of speculation that goes on with a lot of the stuff about the past, and
Yeah,
you know,
no, I agree with you,
things
that's
that
right.
we can't verify.
No.
So you know, because we find structures, architecture that belies the story of coming out of the agriculture just 12,000 years ago. You know,
That's
there's
right, yeah.
Baalbek, for example,
Yeah,
Göbekli
that's right.
Tepe, you
Yeah,
know, and
good,
these
yeah.
places that are tens of thousands of years old at the earliest of estimates. They could be even
that's
older than
right.
that.
Yeah.
And so it seems that there were civilizations here before.
Before, that's right, yeah. So it's nice to be able to find evidence to back it up as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So good.
and we see similar architecture in South America as we see in Italy, for
That's right,
example.
yeah.
And
No,
it's like,
that's
well,
true.
how did they have the similar building techniques
Yeah,
if they
no, that's very
didn't have
true.
communication with each other?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, it's nice to see you this afternoon and meet you too. So enjoy, won't you? So
Thank you.
good.
You do. Enjoy your walk.
I will, yeah.
Cheers.
See you again maybe here.
Yeah. All right. Bye bye. 40 million years ago. 30 million years ago. And this is how we get dogs, I suppose. No, they were created on purpose. It took them years to fix this bridge, by the way. I'm glad it's fixed now, but all they need to do is replace a few planks, and it took them years. No jokes. 190 million years ago. Plesiosaurs. Oh, there you go. 201 million years ago, mass extinction event. Well, maybe it was 201 years ago. Really, I'm starting to be quite skeptical about anything beyond that. Oh, what's that called? Labyrinth. Really? So we were in the labyrinth 240 years ago. Million. Right. Oh, another mass extinction event 252 million years ago. So, you know, take out the millions, and that gives you 2 mud floods in pretty short succession. 2 cataclysms that really, really knock out all of civilization's technology and so on. I'm going to come in at the top of this installation here so you can get a sense of the size of it. I wasn't going to tell that guy too much. He seemed so happy to meet me and have a chat. I didn't want to spoil the encounter. This is you know, so these things can't be supported by the mainstream anymore. And did they have eggs? What was their story? Yeah, right. Right. Mm-hmm. Check this out in your own speed. Based on knowledge in 1854. Based on current knowledge. Uh-huh. That's more Spielberg style, huh? It's skin suggested. Mm-hmm. See, it lost its forelegs completely. Its familiar appearance has led many people to believe it is an ancestor of present-day crocodiles. Though this is not the case. Yes, you can't substantiate that anymore. So again, you know what, people believe that these things became something else. Anyway, so you get the idea. And these were installed in the mid-1800s, long before TV. And it shows you how long they've been enabling, because this is a big installation. They've been enabling this. Look at the neck on that. They've been enabling this deception. It's all a little overgrown nowadays. But, they don't have the money to maintain it. So yeah, a lot of these things are not. A lot of these things are not supported by modern science anymore, as you see. So, you know, this is really to paint a picture in people's minds. As I say, even in the 1970s when I was at school, it still wasn't something that we just accepted as, yeah, that's real. You know, it was still quite theoretical. Now, of course, the theory has been realized by Spielberg, Jurassic Park, etc., etc. And children's clothing is almost impossible to find stuff without space or dino programming in it. Dinos speak of evolution. I mean, you know, big creatures, yes, and they're having to explain that away so that they don't have to face up to, well, maybe there were giants on the land and men were giants, because the evolution story would be destroyed by that truth. So there you have it. Crystal Palace, one of the centers of the dino deception. I don't think that's true. Unlike many of these reconstructions were based on Unlike many of the Crystal Palace models, these reconstructions were based on. So, in other words, they were not. Plesiosaur then, theorized now, Ichthyosaurus then, Now, in 10 years after Crystal Palace built, Jules Verne then concocted the epic sea battle between the fearful Ichthyosaurus. Hey. Do you like the dinosaurs? Yeah. Cool. Labyrinthodon, there you go. Then. And now. Awesome. H.G. Wells. Writing fiction to inform the people. Alright.